Welcome back everybody to another Dragon Ball Super deck profile video here with Chris from TCG to Saint Elites. Hopefully you guys are having a super day. And I wanted to bring you guys a new, updated, remastered, reprisal, whatever, video of my my old hit leader that I created. This deck profile I put out quite a long time ago. It was a red-yellow variant. And I have a few different variants of this deck. I have a red-blue. I have a red, blue, green. I have a few different ideas, but I really wanted to show off some of the new stuff that I kind of came up with from Draftbox 5. And I know, I do this with some of the other deck profiles. I like to put out, updates to deck profiles just to kind of help everybody just kind of see what my thinking is behind a lot of the stuff. So if you guys like that idea, let me know down below, like and subscribe. Hit that bell for the notifications for whenever we post new videos. And just let me know what you guys think of the content in general. I love hearing from you guys. So this leader here, I'm not going to go too in depth with it because I did in the last video. But every time this card swings, both on the Awakened side and on this side, you draw a card and you gain 5k. So this time you'll be 15. On your Awakened side, you'll be 20. 4 or less, you untap 1, draw 1. And on this side, you can play out a 2-drop skillless every time you swing. In your active battle, if you drop a card, you can kill any one of your opponent's battle cards with double strike, crit, or blocker, unless they have barrier. It doesn't work with barrier. But it's an active main, active battle, so you can do it after they combo, and it's really, really funny. With the deck, as of right now, I run 4 Frost Before the Storm. I would like to switch this out for Frieza's Death Embrace, which is a 1-drop Frieza. You draw 1, and you can pay 1 red energy to neg a card by 10k. I think it's much better for the deck idea, but as of right now, I run this. It's also still really good because you get to tap 1 energy and draw 1. This is generally a really good turn 2 play. You play it out for 1, tap the other one, draw the card. Then you just, as long as you keep this on the board, you can just continuously keep drawing and getting value that way. I run 3 Saiyan Kabas for self-awakening purposes. By the way, this deck is I believe it's a 55 card deck with the new set. Obviously no Unison cards in it right now. Probably would do the Gotenks Unison card as of right now because I don't know of the other red ones that have come out yet. But we'll get into that at a later date. So this card here, Self-Awaken, you take a life, it gains 10k and double strike. I really like the double strike Self-Awakeners now more than the crit for some reason. I just like applying that type of pressure. And it seems to work a lot better. People tend to have to kind of hurry up their turns a little bit whenever you're smacking them in the face for double strike. So we run 3 of those. I run 2 Basil Fatal Rampage from the new draft box. When you play it, you draw 1, and if your opponent has 5 or more cards in rest mode, you can activate its main, and it gains 15k in dual attack for your turn and your opponent's turn. So this card will be a 19k on your opponent's turn as well. So they have to actually do they actually have to do a little more damage to it than just 4k to be able to kill this card. I was running it at 4, and the problem with it at 4 is that this card's permanent, only allows you to play one copy at a time. So it just kind of got cloggy, and it just wasn't as effective as having something like Frost Before the Storm. So 2 of I think is fine. It's also a good yellow charge if I absolutely need to charge yellow. 4 of the Wii Super combos, since we are running red-yellow. Best red super combo, I feel, just because you can neg a card by 10. Basically, you're able to kill stuff that maybe has indestructible, or just weaken things so you can pop them later on with other cards that you have, maybe like the Beerus Arrival, things like that. So we do run skillless, and I run a pretty big skillless package in this deck. So we run 4 the hit, 4 the Kaba, and 2 of the Yamcha. So this idea behind running these cards, I like to have a good variety, but I have a specific amount of skillless cards I need to run in this deck. So I run a total of 10, so 5 sets. And you'll kind of see why later on in the deck. This card here has obvious use with being a hit leader. I'm sure you kind of know what this is going to be. But the other ones, just for also consistency, I have those as well, and then Kabas. It's because it's red-yellow, I like to have a multitude of of each color. That way we have just consistency across the board. Some 1-ofs. I run a 1-of the Super Baby 2. It's a good drop area play. You can choose your opponent's leader or a battle card, minus it by 15k, and then you give your leader 5k for the turn. So it's basically a red-yellow sensu bean in a way. So you can basically sensu bean your leader for 5k, and then you're able to do any other type of defensive steps you really need to. Or if you're going in for a swing, you give your leader 5k, your leader gains 5k, your leader becomes 25k on the front. I mean on your awakened side. It's pretty strong. And we run a 1 of the Android 17 negate. Only run 1 of it because it's like a $3 rare. Very expensive rare right now. But this card allows you to play out a 1-drop red from your drop area, which would be Frost Before the Storm or the Saiyan Kaba Self-Awakener. Obviously, the reason why I would really like to play the Frieza's Embrace is because it works with this card. I can play it out, draw, combo with it on my defensive step, play this card out, and then play Frieza for my drop area again, and then draw a card. So it just gives you a little more value. But this is a really, really good card. I would like to have 4 of them. For Whis, check land purposes, energy. 2 Nimbai. Very good card. Everyone should run Nimbus in some fashion if you can. Everyone should run Nimbus in some fashion. It's a very, very good card. Drop a yellow card. We can drop one of the Saiyan Kabas as well, which is basically just a free way of getting rid of it, because then we can play it out with our leader effect. Or we can use the Super Baby 2, put in the drop area, and now we have access to that card's ability as well. 1 after image technique. Gives our leader 40k and minuses a card by 10. And then 1 Flight of the Grand Phoenix. I would probably replace this after image with another one of these once I get it. But you give your leader 100k for the turn, or for the battle. And you can play its permanent out by choosing 2 of your non-token battle cards and minusing them by 10k. So I can choose 2 of my skills cards, minus them by 10k, and play this card out of my hand for free without paying the 1 energy. Very good. A cool negate that I run, because I don't have topo. I found this card to be very, very useful. It's Mystic Talismans. So it's a negate, and then you choose one of your battle cards and you give it 5k until the end of your turn. So at the end of your next turn, you give a card 5k. Any card. No specific color, no specific trait, just a card 5k. You'll see why it becomes really useful later on here. I think you'll probably know why, but maybe not. We'll see. So I run one hidden power for a double strike, for some sneaky double strike plays, and I run this one of Topo Justice Forsaken. So this came out of Draft Box 5. It's probably one of the most overlooked yellow cards, I think. So it's a 5-drop, 2 specific yellow, which isn't too bad in this deck. When you play this card, choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, switch them to rest mode, then negate their skills for the turn. So if they have Invoker, you negate it. If they have a certain permanent where they like an active battle, you negate it. You just negate everything. And when this card is placed in the drop area from the battle area by a skill or KO'd, you draw 2. So if this card is removed from the board, you get to outside of it being negged, you get to draw 2. Now this card, it's really strong because I know it's a lot of energy, 5 energy. I also put in there just for some more yellow, but it's a triple strike, which just makes this card just so ridiculously strong. It's just a weird cheeky way you can kind of put some damage in, and also just tap out all their cards. And if you have a board already, you can just swing at their. You basically can use this to help kind of board clear as well. So 2 Son Goku Dawn of Divinities. To be quite honest with you, as I was making this deck, I was kind of looking at this. I think I want to run 3 of them. So this is kind of a little bit of an impromptu part of the deck profile, because I'm actually going to change this as we're doing this. So I was originally running 2 of these and 1 of these. And the Super Saiyan 4 is good because it gives you a free Heartfelt Plea target. But because of this card here, we can make any of our 20k cards a Heartfelt Please target. So the Dawn of Divinity card basically becomes a free 25k. It becomes a 25k target for Heartfelt. So when you play this card, it has crit, which is really nice. It has offering, so your opponent has to either crit a life or allow you to draw 2. And if you use Mystic Talisman, you can give it 5k during your defensive step. Come back on your side, swing with this card, and then you can basically Heartfelt Please awaken on top of it if you haven't already awoken. But it's just a really, I think this card is just much better than this. I don't think this card is necessary anymore, just because of all of the 20k cards that we can play in this deck, and we just give them just for free 5k. So I'm gonna take that card out, and then we'll use these 3 here. So 3 of these. And also, I love the fact that I have the SPRs. This card is just extremely good looking card too. So it also helps. If the card looks good, you generally want to play it. Speaking of good looking cards, we have these four rats, Universe 4, the awesome Angel Rare. I love this Angel Rare. I kind of bit the bullet and just decided to buy them just because of how good this card is. So it's a 2-drop 20k offering. Obviously nothing else, but you basically tap 2, draw 2, because your opponent early on is not going to crit life. Life is too precious of a resource to have early in this game. So you're going to play this out on turn 2 and draw. You're going to play this out on turn 3 or turn 4 and you're going to draw. And it just allows you to just continuously build your hand while hopefully building a board as well. Because this card is a red. This card can also be targeted by Heartfelt Please if it is a 25k. So same thing, you can basically give this card extra 5k and then you can evolve into Heartfelt Please. 2 lightning fast hit. I would probably put a 3rd one in once it gets shipped to me. But this evolves on top of the Skillless. So a nice little combo if you don't know how this works. With your leader swing, once your leader swings, you can bring out a 2-drop Skillless from your drop area. So basically, you play this out beginning of your turn after you swing, and then if you have this in your hand, you can just tap 5 and evolve on top of it. When this card comes into play, your opponent burns 2 damage instantly. There's no, unless they can counterplay this lightning fast hit, there's no other way around it. If they're at 2 life, they basically just lose the game. It is Red's version of a bad omen, and a very good, representation of burn damage for Red. It gives you a weird win condition that if you just get them down to 2, and you can play this card out, they're going to lose. What's very interesting that this card comes out for free every turn, so they have to counterplay this, which means that they're wasting resources on trying to get rid of the Skillless, when you can just bring it back next turn when you swing. Very cool combo. As this card sticks and you still haven't won the game, it is double strike as well. So you actually have pressure you can just put on them. So this is almost a 4 damage dealing card on 1 turn. Very strong. Talked about it all game. Might as well just show it. The Heartfelt Please. I will run 4 of this in this deck once I get my hands on the other 2. Just because you have so many Heartfelt targets. Obviously, the Heartfelt ability, my original idea was going to be using the Talisman to make multiple Heartfelt Please targets and then play them all in the same turn. But you can't. If you don't have this in play already, you can use the auto to play it out. But, it's okay. You can still hard cast one of these later on in the game, but it has offering. So when it hits the field, they have to either crit 1 or you draw 2, and then you swing for a triple strike, 30k. And also, it's Super Saiyan 4, so amazing card. 2 of those right now. We'll eventually run 4. Same thing with this card. We only have 2 right now. Eventually we will run 4. I made the stupid decision of getting rid of these, and they ended up going up from like $10 to $25, and I haven't been able to get them back. So I'm just waiting for them to drop down. I'll probably end up buying 2 more of them, but this is an amazing arrival card. Basically can KO any card that is 30k or less, or you can put your opponent's leader, or a battle card ignoring barrier in rest mode, and it can be switched to active mode next turn, which is good. So basically for their whole turn and another one of your turn, that they can't restand that card. I said 4 of these would probably be the correct amount to run. New entry into the deck is going to be the Ganos Bird of Prey. I made a video about SRs in Dropbox 5 that you should buy that are really cheap. At the time I bought this card, it was $1.70. I think it's up to $3 now. This card is really, really good for skillless. So for one, it has deflect, 5-drop deflect, so it can't be hit by counterplays. And when you play this card, it has no on-play effect, but the autos, they have an auto and an active main. Sorry, I'm trying to fix it because of the light. Active main, you choose 2 skillless cards in your drop area and remove them from the game, and you get to restand this card. So, and it's not once per turn. So we run 10 skillless cards. That's a total of 5 sets, which is 5 extra swings for this card at some point in the game. If you have 10 in your drop area when you play this card out, you have a basically you're swinging 6 times for double strikes. You're swinging for a total of 12 damage with this card. Chances of that actually happening in 1 turn, very unlikely, but it is possible. Also, very cool auto effect that when one of your opponent's cards swings, you can minus this card by 15k, and you can negate the attack. Any card. It says when one of your opponent's cards swings. So this will work with unison cards, this will work with leaders, and battle cards. You can just minus this card by 15k and negate an attack. Very, very strong ability. Super, super good card. Anytime you're playing skillless that has red involved, you should play this card. So I have 3 of them. And the final card in the deck, people guessed this card already. Oh, we have Frieza Army Reborn. This is weird. This card went up to like $150 like last week. I don't know why. So people just bought this card out. I know it's one of the first secret rares that came out in the game, way before my time. But this card is still extremely good for red. You have to be at 2 life to play it out for 5, so it kind of sucks a little bit there. But when you play this card out, your opponent reveals their hand. You choose 1 card, any card, put it in the drop area. Choose all your opponent's battle cards with 40k power or less, ignoring barrier and KO them. So basically every card in the game it kills except for Victory Strike. Just off of the playing effect. And it has Quad Strike, 40k. It's a super beast of a card. You should pick up, once it goes back down to its original price tag, which is about $45-50, you should pick one up if you end up going to play red. Just a very good finisher. I would recommend this card in any red deck. That is my new hit deck. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I will leave a deck listing down below so you guys can check it out and let me know what you guys think. And make sure you guys comment and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in our next video.